Yes, we just been robbed.
2003년 한 은행에서 발생한 강도 사건.
The guy just walked out with I don't know how much cash in a bag. He had a bomb or something wrapped around his neck.
범인은 은행을 털지 않으면 목에 두른 폭탄이 터질 거라고 주장했는데 폭탄 목걸이와 지팡이 모양의 총을 지닌 채 은행을 찾아온 강도 웰스.
He apparently handed the teller a note.
알고 보니 그 또한 누군가에게 협박을 당하고 있었는데요. 그러나 당시엔 은행엔 $8,000밖에 없었고 웰스는 폭탄을 풀기 위해 범인들의 지시에 따랐지만 이내 경찰에게 붙잡히고
We got him out of the car and handcuffed him. And Brian had said something about a bomb. And when Trooper Zemansky lifted the shirt, yeah, that looks like a bomb to me.
곧바로 경찰들의 삼엄한 통제를 받게 됩니다.
When I arrived, he was already on his knees, cuffed. We were going back and forth with him being a willing participant or a hostage.
설상가상으로 폭발물 처리반의 도착이 늦어지고 있는 상황. 웰스는 피자 배달을 하러 갔다가 인질이 되었다고 말하는데
He was saying it was black people jumped him and put the collar around his neck. He couldn't describe the black individuals that he claimed put the bomb around his neck. At that time, I started hearing a beat.
그 순간 목에 있던 폭탄이 작동하기 시작하면서
It's at that time that he realized that it is a real bomb.
웰스는 점점 공포에 휩싸이고 그 순간 그렇게 인질 웰스는 허무하게 최후를 맞이합니다. 이후 뒤늦게 현장에 도착한 폭탄 처리반.
We received information over the radio that a bomb had exploded on this suspect. Really until a moment before we had arrived. On approaching the person at the scene, it was evident that he was deceased at that point. The suspect still had part of the device secured to his neck.
다행히 그 이상의 폭탄은 보이지 않았고 그 대신 범인들이 웰스에게 내린 지시사항들이 발견되었는데요.
He was following instructions from the McDonald's to this site, contacted the bomb squad. They came in, swept the area.
범인들이 내린 퀘스트를 깨며 폭탄을 풀 열쇠를 찾아야 했던 웰스.
He was to go to his next dropout point, which was on 79 South.
경찰들이 두 번째 퀘스트 장소로 향한 그때
We found an orange tape sign with Vietnam on it. Minivan coming this way and started to come towards us.
범인들의 것으로 보이는 수상한 미니밴을 발견하지만
And he was so far away, we couldn't drive up through here. He basically got away. I figured whoever was responsible for leaving the notes.
끝내 경찰은 범인을 잡을 절호의 기회를 놓치고 맙니다.
The van was never mentioned again.
이 사건을 해결하기 위해 손을 잡은 경찰 조직들.
It turned out that the FBI was going to take point, assisted by the state police and the ATF.
가장 먼저 웰스의 집을 뒤져보지만
Executed a search warrant at Brian Wells's residence. Once inside, we didn't find a whole lot. Names and telephone numbers of some local prostitutes.
사건과 관련된 별다른 정보는 얻지 못했는데요.
It was about 3 in the morning, I think, by the time we started transporting him back to the coroner's office.
중요한 단서는 범인이 남긴 협박 편지와 웰스의 목에 달려있던 폭탄뿐.
Essentially a surgical decapitation of the body.
경찰들은 폭탄을 떼어내기 위해 웰스의 목까지 자릅니다.
It was done in the way that was carrying away.
주민들에 따르면 웰스는 지극히 착하고 순박한 인물이었으며
Was a good renter.
무슨 우연의 일치인지 보물찾기를 즐겨했는데요.
He liked scavenger hunts, and so he liked the key hunt in the paper. They might have made the scavenger hunt because they knew that he liked scavenger hunts.
그러나 웰스에게도 범상치 않은 부분이 있었으니
Why would you feel comfortable enough and take a lollipop? Who knew they had a live device around their neck? Be so calm.
그는 태연하게 은행을 털 정도로 깡따구 넘치는 인물이었죠.
The call was made to the pizza delivery shop at 1:30.
웰스가 일하던 곳은 다름 아닌 피자 가게.
And Brian Wells actually wrote his own directions to the tower site where the pizzas were to be delivered.
This secluded site is the last delivery spot for Wells.
웰스는 피자를 들고 가게 근처에 있던 방송 송신탑으로 향했고
That indicated that Brian Wells's vehicle was at this site. Mr. Wells's shoe, his sneaker, that indicated that he was at this site. That indicated that there was some sort of struggle that had ensued.
경찰들이 그 현장을 살폈지만 범인의 흔적은 찾을 수 없었는데요.
We just didn't have much luck with that in this case.
수사가 난관에 부딪힐 무렵 발생한 두 번째 사건.
In a so-called pizza bomber mystery.
There was a co-worker who also died under mysterious circumstances.
이번엔 웰스의 직장 동료였던 피네티가 사망합니다.
Transported to our office and an autopsy was done.
그는 이 사건에 관해 무언가 알고 있는 눈치였지만
Well, Bob Pinetti was an important subject in the investigation. We have interviews where he was trying to look for some type of protection.
경찰 조사를 받기 직전에 약물 중독으로 사망했는데요.
He did appear to have a drug issue, and could it be that this added anxiety from this investigation is...
So then the question became, did he play a role in this?
예, 경찰들 사이에선 이 모든 게 웰스의 자작극일 것이라는 의견과 웰스와 피네티가 함께 범죄를 공모했다는 의견까지 나오는데
I figured maybe he could have needed money enough to rob a bank. I don't know.
And he certainly wouldn't do that. Really bad. When you know that it's not true.
결과적으로 피네티의 죽음은 살자로 마무리됩니다.
And the preliminary results show perhaps either an accidental overdose or a suicide.
We had a few investigative teams in operation.
단서를 조금이라도 얻기 위해 웰스가 자주 부른 업소 여자들을 조사한 경찰들.
Had the prostitutes' names in a notebook.
그 과정에서 폭발물을 다룰 줄 아는 인물을 발견하지만
We actually found no evidence to connect him to the case.
특별하게 용의자로 꼽을 만한 인물은 나오지 않았죠.
Not related to this case.
경찰들은 범인의 웰스에게 준 폭탄과 지팡이 총까지 공개하며
And it does function properly.
He probably collects or makes weapons of war.
Being in control is very important for him.
범인에 관한 제보가 나오길 기다리고 폭탄을 만들 때 사용한 도구를 찾으려 했지만 실패했는데요.
We realized it was going to be a long-term investigation, not short.
그래도 현장에 남겨진 부품들로 폭탄을 복원하는 건 가능했는데
I was able to assemble what I believe is an accurate replica of that device.
폭탄은 복잡한 겉모습과 달리 상당히 단순한 구조로 이루어져 있었고
The one thing that sticks out about the device was all of the red herrings that were incorporated into the device, designed to prevent the bomb squad from tampering with it.
The interesting thing about it was the number of warning labels that were on this device.
폭탄 곳곳엔 함정 카드와 거짓 정보들이 깔려 있었습니다.
One, we're hoping to gain leads on where the componentry came from. And that was probably the biggest problem with the device. We couldn't match anything.
웰스가 4개 중 2개의 열쇠만 찾았어도 이 폭탄을 풀 수 있었지만
He was ever going to find those keys. I believe he was meant to die that day.
범인들이 웰스에게 낸 미션은 처음부터 불가능한 것이었고
Let's send the police on a sideshow.
If we had enough time to trace the route that Brian Wells was to actually go through.
범인들이 지시했던 경로들을 살펴본 결과
And drove the route.
웰스가 일부러 경찰에 붙잡히도록 유도한 것이라는 결론이 나왔는데요.
Where you're supposed to go around in this big circle, around and round in circles near the crime site.
Before the detonation of that device.
FBI에선 범인을 잡기 위해 필적 감정까지 맡겼지만
Notes looked like they were typed and traced from a typed, so matching handwriting was probably not going to happen.
범인은 경찰들의 예상보다도 더 철저하고 악질적인 인물이었습니다.
Small, less than 1% is done with a live device.
No, I've never seen a device strapped around anybody's neck or attached to anybody's body. Never wrapped around somebody's neck, no.
범인은 처음부터 끝까지 웰스를 철저하게 갖고 놀다가 죽였으며
Somebody murdered Brian Wells that day.
May have had Wells' death in mind all along.
That is probably, in their opinion, one of the motives in the case.
경찰들에게 그 어떤 단서도 남겨놓지 않았죠.
Well, there was a lot of tips coming in, but there was nothing that was a smoking gun.
Did not have a lot of forensic evidence. Hey, I have some information that can help you.
그렇게 사건이 흐지부지 끝날 무렵
It's in the freezer in the garage. There's a woman there that you might want to pick up and question.
한 남자의 집에서 발견된 냉동시신.
What is your name, sir?
Bill Rothstein.
사람을 죽인 건 마저리란 여자였고
Do you know who the person is in the freezer?
죽은 사람은 마저리의 남자친구의 로든이었으며
She is extremely intelligent. Bipolar swings very quickly.
Marjorie's in the house. You've got to get her.
신고자인 빌은 마저리에게서 시신을 토막내달라는 부탁을 받았다고 하는데
Something to do with Brian Wells.
But there's no way Bill could be involved. He's not that type of guy.
마저리는 30년 지기 친구였던 빌을 그만큼 신뢰하고 있었습니다.
Body in her house that she wanted removed said that she murdered him. It was a dark and stormy night.
신고를 받은 경찰은 곧바로 빌의 집으로 향했고
We prepared to go in. I asked the other guys to stay out.
I walked into the garage. I looked over to my left, hanging from the ceiling,
to the floor.
창고 구석에 있던 냉장고에서 시신을 발견했는데요.
Saw the body in there, and the body was actually wrapped like a side of beef. Went back into the house. I placed her under arrest. Told the guys to cuff her.
마저리는 빌이 로든을 죽인 거라고 주장했지만
Bill Rothstein is a filthy liar that's going to get sued. My jail cell if necessary.
You're seeing that this is somebody who's probably some mental health issues involved.
빌은 구체적인 상황까지 설명하며 마저리가 범인이라는 점을 강조했죠.
She called me the night or the morning that it happened. Or somehow she indicated that Jim was dead. Nobody can help. You're the only one who can help. I think I said I would take a look or something like that.
당시 그는 시신 처리를 도와달라는 마저리의 부탁을 거절하지 못하고
Why did I decide it? Because I felt sorry for her. Maybe I could do something. So I just thought about getting rid of the body, but just like putting it in some safe place.
제 손으로 시신을 냉동 창고에 넣어두었지만
I put it basically in my garage. That Saturday she wanted it completely destroyed.
마저리가 선 넘는 부탁을 하자 결국 경찰에 신고한 것이었습니다.
We moved the entire freezer. So the freezer had to thaw out first in order to get him out.
꼬박 나흘을 녹인 후에 간신히 부검에 들어간 시신.
He was shot with a shotgun.
I went up to his house with all the police around with the wall.
마저리는 빌이 모든 것을 주도했다고 주장하지만
And he wanted to take a hacksaw. He wanted to buy a commercial meat grinder.
빌은 그저 마저리의 장단에 맞춰준 것뿐이라 말하는데
All I was doing was just buying stuff and stalling for time as much as possible.
조사 결과 로드는 은행 강도 사건이 일어나기 3주 전에 살해되었고
Bill Rothstein turns in Marjorie Deal for killing James Roden. Well, they may be involved, these two homicides. But you have to make links. You can't just believe it. You have to know it. You have to prove it.
만약 마저리의 주장대로 빌이 로든을 죽였다면 도대체 살해 동기가 무엇이었을까요?
He was never really what you would call normal.
사실 젊은 시절에 마저리의 남친이었던 빌.
Boyfriend, girlfriend kind of thing.
그 시절 마저리는 빛나는 미모와 똑똑한 머리를 지닌 인기녀였으며
She's very striking looking, so people were going to notice her. She had that aura even then. Rothstein was always somewhere in the background.
빌은 그런 마저리에게 푹 빠져 있었는데요.
And he was an intriguing guy. He really was. That's why I was fascinated with him. But
Again and off again, and they were engaged at one point.
두 사람은 약혼까지 하게 되었지만
he wanted to do perverted sex with me all the time when I was young, and I didn't know anything.
마저리는 그의 성욕을 견디지 못하고 헤어졌고
She had had enough, and they broke up for a little while.
And the one loss that he kept on blaming me for was when I broke up for engagement.
그 이후에도 빌은 마저리를 잊지 못하며
There was obviously something about her that got to him.
그녀에게 부부를 상징하는 장식품을 주기까지 했죠.
He had the audacity to give me 2 swans.
두 사람은 많이 싸우기도 했는데요.
Her and Bill have had a number of spats about money.
빌은 항상 마저리에게 돈을 구걸한 것도 모자라
She said that Bill wanted her to get rid of Jim and marry him.
로든과 사귀던 마저리를 수시로 유혹하기까지 했습니다. 마저리와 로든의 연애도 그다지 정상적이지 않았는데
I had the impression that she had a hammer over his head.
Is there any problems between Marjorie and Jim?
Oh yeah, he shoved her in the stove one time. And at other times they could be lovebirds, you know, they could be happy.
조울증 때문인지 마저리의 연애는 항상 롤러코스터가 따로 없었죠.
She casually, when we first met her, she casually mentioned about her being in jail.
게다가 마저리는 이미 사람을 죽인 적도 있었는데
Thomas was sleeping on a couch, and she unloaded a gun into him.
이후 그녀는 거짓말로 처벌을 피해갔습니다.
An inmate at the Erie County Prison. Hello? Totally innocent of that stuff.
이번엔 빌을 범인으로 몰아가며 처벌을 피해가려는 마저리.
It wasn't me that did all these horrible things. It wasn't me that did that. Wanted to kill my boyfriend. That son of a bitch is the one that they ought to be looking at.
하지만 빌은 그녀의 주장을 전부 개소리로 받아들였고
He wants, by the way, 15 minutes of fame.
경찰의 수사에 적극적으로 협조하며
His body was lying roughly. Pulled it down this way. I put a cut piece of green tarp down here.
자신이 떳떳하다는 것을 몸소 증명해 보였는데요.
When I pulled the body off, the feet were out here. I dumped hydrogen peroxide here.
덕분에 두 사람이 시신을 유기한 과정부터
Now the steps, I replaced most of the steps.
증거물을 없앤 방법까지 모두 알게 된 경찰.
This is where I cut up the rifle. So it wasn't really cut up, it was more like melted.
현장에는 빌이 손목을 그으면서 떨어뜨린 빗자국과
That's me, okay? And a razor blade in the bottom.
직접 쓴 유서도 남아 있었죠. 자신이 한평생 살아온 집에서 인생을 마무리하려 했던 빌.
How long have you lived here, Mr. Roston?
Maybe 55 years.
Is that right?
당시 빌은 유산 문제로 형제들과 싸우고 있었는데
With my money, my mother, they're gone. Your impression is that he's in some criminal project. And that's when he said, I tried to kill myself, but I didn't have the balls or the guts or whatever it was.
His brother and sister wanted to sell the Peach Street house where Bill had been living rent-free ever since their parents died. But Bill, the executor of the estate, didn't want to move.
이에 빌은 $25만 말도 안 되는 가격에 집을 내놓았죠.
And again, I felt that there was no coincidence that the bank robbery note also asked for $250.
그 가격은 은행 강도 사건 당시 범인이 요구했던 돈과 정확히 일치했는데.
We had Mr. Rothstein take a polygraph. He almost fell asleep during the course of the polygraph.
그러던 중 경찰의 눈앞에 등장한 새로운 용의자.
Apparently, Rothstein had a roommate, an old friend named Floyd Stockton.
은행 강도 사건 다음 날 돌연 이사를 가버린 빌의 룸메이트 스톡턴이었죠.
Stockton had been wanted on a rape charge from another state.
이후 경찰은 스톡턴을 찾아내지만 이 두 사람과 은행 강도 사건의 연관성은 끝내 찾지 못했는데요.
You know, they were cleared.
We see no relationship between our matter and the Rothstein case.
그렇게 두 사건이 완전히 별개의 사건으로 분리된 후
He had nothing to worry about. We were just trying to work out the best possible situation for the Roden case.
로든을 죽인 혐의로 법정에 서게 된 마저리.
Bill Rothstein testified that Marge shot her boyfriend because of an argument about money.
반면 경찰에 협조한 빌이 가벼운 형량을 받고 풀려나자
He would still get to be out on bail until his sentencing in the fall.
마저리가 충격적인 진실을 폭로하는데
Rothstein should be charged with the murder of Brian Wells.
He says you committed the murder.
Rothstein is a filthy liar.
빌이 웰스를 죽였다는 것이었죠.
Come down and see me. I need all the help I can get. Believe me.
그러나 이미 다른 쪽으로 눈을 돌린 경찰들은 그 말을 신경 쓰지 않았는데요.
We were focusing on other avenues at that time.
하지만 이대로 사건을 끝내기에 너무 찝찝한 점이 많았고
The FBI's profile matched him almost exactly. It was Rothstein's curious suicide note. Why not just get rid of the body? Why keep the corpse on ice? I'd become obsessed with finding out who killed Brian Wells.
이 모든 의문을 풀기 위해 직접 빌을 만나러 갔던 다큐 제작자. 마침내 빌이 집으로 돌아오자
Rothstein wasn't getting out. He was just sitting there.
직접 다가가 취재를 하게 해달라고 부탁했지만
Told him I was making a documentary. I wanted to tell his side of the story.
빌은 그 어떤 사람에게도 진실을 털어놓지 않았죠. 반년 후 암에 걸려 죽음을 앞두게 된 빌.
I heard that Bill Rothstein was in one of the local hospitals. Were you involved in the Brian Wells case? He lifted up his arm out of the bed and he drew a big no.
그는 끝내 입을 열지 않은 채 세상을 떴고
He had terminal cancer. He may have had it all along and knew it.
빌을 잘 아는 경찰은 그가 은행 강도 사건의 진범이 맞을 거라고 확신했지만
I think maybe Bill knew he was dying. I'm going to show one more time that I'm more intelligent than all these other people.
장본인이 죽었으니 이제 영영 진실을 확인할 수 없을 터였는데요.
Who could do this and get away with it?
그렇다면 냉동시신 사건은 어떻게 해결되었을까요?
Finally confessed to killing James Roden.
끝내 자신의 범행을 자백한 마저리.
The woman is a master manipulator. She'd just play the crazy card.
그녀는 정신이 이상한 척 연기하며 정신병원으로 도망쳤죠.
You murder two people and that's it? I just find that ridiculous.
그러나 다큐 제작자는 그녀에게 반드시 들어야 할 말이 있었는데
But with Rothstein dead, Marjorie might be the only one left who knew anything about his involvement in the heist.
은행 강도 사건의 진실을 파헤치기 위해 병원으로 편지를 썼던 제작자.
Told me she was very familiar with the Wells case.
마저리에게서 진실을 알려주겠다는 답변이 날아오면서
I will help you, but I want legal help or cash consideration in return. The most unusual and bizarre relationship I'll ever know.
마침내 마저리와 1대1 인터뷰를 할 기회를 얻게 됩니다.
Are we ready to roll?
정보 제공을 대가로 변호사를 요구했던 마저리.
Marjorie would tell me secrets about the bank heist if I got her an attorney to discuss legal issues.
이에 제작자는 마저리와 변호사가 이야기할 수 있는 자리를 마련했고
Let's talk about the James Roden case first, okay?
냉동시신 사건부터 차례로 진실을 파헤치기 시작했는데
Well, he was in my home and he threatened to kill me. He'd been doing this for over 10 years. His death didn't have anything to do with the Wells case.
마저리의 말에 따르면 냉동창고에 시신을 넣은 건 빌이었다고 하죠.
I can't get him out till I finish my business project. Find out now, I think his business project was the Wells case.
마저리가 정보 거래를 한 상대는 이 다큐 제작자뿐만이 아니었으니
Marjorie had also written a to whom it may concern letter to the state police. Marjorie was trying to bargain with the state police.
그녀는 경찰에게 교도소를 바꾸게 해달라고 요구하며
She wanted to get over here closer to her money.
빌과 또 다른 인물이 은행 강도 사건과 연관되어 있다고 알려주었는데요.
Now I couldn't get her to give me you know, why she knew. She controlled the interview because it was very easy for her.
당연히 정보를 제공한 마저리도 은행 강도 사건과 관련이 있었는데
An angry letter Marge had written to a bank.
마저리는 유산 문제로 은행과 자신의 아버지에게 원한을 품고 있었죠.
Which was PNC Bank, the same bank Brian Wells robbed.
Her inheritance from her mom never came to her from the bank and they were rude to her.
그렇다면 마저리도 은행 강도 사건에 동참한 것일까요?
I'll talk to you about the Wells case, but only if you move me closer to Erie.
Just like Mr. Rothstein, very manipulative. The first interview, she was feeling us out as much as we were feeling her out.
FBI가 새로운 정보를 얻기 위해 마저리의 요청을 들어주자
She just kept implicating Bill Rothstein.
계속해서 말을 돌리던 마저리도 마침내 입을 열었는데
But she kept promising to tell me secrets about the heist, and now we started talking.
마저리의 말에 따르면 빌에게 파란색 밴이 있으며
It was a story about a blue van at Bill Rothstein's house.
은행 강도 사건이 벌어진 후 빌이 경찰들의 눈을 피해 밴을 다른 곳에 숨겨놨다고 합니다. 마저리는 빌이 사건 당일에도 밴을 몰았다고 주장했고 실제로 한 경찰관이 보물찾기 마지막 지점에서 똑같은 밴을 보기도 했죠.
And I'm thinking that's the van.
So, I mean, is it safe to think that you were driving around with Rothstein on that?
I had no idea what the hell they were doing.
그제야 자신들이 무엇을 놓치고 있었는지 깨달은 FBI.
Every single report generated by every investigator in this case.
지금껏 수사한 자료들을 다시 한번 살펴본 끝에
They scan across and they show a diagram that was on his desk, a drawing.
빌의 집에서 범인이 그렸던 것과 똑같은 형태의 화살표를 발견하고
Mr. Rothstein, we believe, built a device. He believed that he was smarter than everybody, especially the police.
빌의 친구를 불러 필적 감정까지 맡긴 FBI.
This is the first. This is like the note to Brian Wells.
Without a doubt in my mind, that's his writing. I'd swear on a stack of Bibles that's his handwriting.
빌이 폭탄의 제조자였다는 증거를 얻게 됩니다.
We can make excuses for him? Not anymore. I don't know what happened to him. I feel like I didn't even know my own best friend.
웰스에게 폭탄을 채우고 보물찾기를 시킨 배우는 다름 아닌 빌이었고
He has a saying, you fuck with the master, you fuck with his master. Bill Rothstein has actually masterminded and beat the threat.
Marge kept insisting to me that she had nothing to do with the heist.
자신은 전혀 모르는 일이었다고 주장하던 마저리는 사건 당일 은행 근처에서 도로를 역주행하고 있었다는 사실이 밝혀지는데 마저리는 자신이 현장에 있었다는 사실을 인정하지만
Didn't know where she was going, didn't know what she was doing. The reason she was out there, nothing related to the case.
자신이 사건의 관계자라는 점 끝까지 부정합니다.
So this was after the Geraldo special. I am outraged to be accused with slander and libel.
그러나 마저리가 빌과 함께 피자를 주문했다는 제보까지 들어오면서
A large man standing at the payphone with bib overalls on. I saw Mrs. Deal Armstrong standing there. When she looked at me, it was a sight that I didn't forget.
마저리가 범행에 가담했다는 설에 힘이 실리는데 자신이 은행을 털 이유가 없다며 결백을 주장하는 마저리. 하지만 이런 마저리의 주장을 무너뜨리는 충격적인 증언이 나왔으니
She shot Jim Roden because he was going to uncover the pizza bomb plot.
마저리가 수감자들에게 무심코 올린 정보들이 밖으로 새어나간 것이었죠.
Gave Erie police officers pages of notes she had taken while talking to Marge, but also about the bank heist.
그러나 그 정보들은 오래도록 FBI에게 전해지지 못했고
For some unknown reason, the notes were stuffed in a drawer in a file marked snitch letters.
뒤늦게야 받게 된 투서에는 용의자에서 제외된 스톡턴을 비롯해
And that the heist was linked to the frozen body case. Marge mentioned Brian Wells.
웰스도 범행에 가담했다는 정황이 담겨 있었는데요.
Absolutely believes that Marjorie Deal Armstrong is the mastermind behind the Brian Wells killing.
이 사건의 진정한 배우는 마저리였다고 이야기하는 수감자들.
Who said that you confessed?
그럴수록 마저리는 더욱 격하게 자신의 억울함을 호소했죠.
Do I look like a friggin' terrorist freak? I mean, come on, it's nuts.
진실을 확인하기 위해 범행에 가담했다는 스톡턴을 만나러 간 FBI.
The things he said, he didn't say. He had a lot of information. Having a lot of information, but refusing.
그러던 중 FBI 눈앞에 새로운 정보원이 나타나는데
Mr. Barnes and Miss Deal were acquaintances.
I think it likes to embellish a little bit. Ken was a manipulator too.
바로 마저리의 낚시 친구였던 켄이었습니다.
They were attracted to each other for some reason.
켄은 웰스를 비롯해 제시카라는 업소 여자와도 친분이 있었으니
The mutual friend that both Ken and Brian associated with.
세 사람은 유흥업소와 코카인 거래로 연결된 사이였는데
Frequented this West 18th Street area ad nauseum, quite honestly, trying to find her.
FBI가 제시카를 찾아내지만 그녀는 아는 게 없다며 입을 다물었죠.
I think she has more information about Brian Wells.
더 많은 정보를 얻기 위해 켄의 집을 털기로 한 FBI.
The front living room, when you walked in, you had to walk up on a mound of computer towers.
그곳엔 폭탄 제조에 도움이 될 만한 잡지들이 많이 있었고
And it seemed like every time you talked to him, you got a different piece.
켄은 마저리에게 자기 아버지를 죽여달라는 의뢰를 받았다고 밝히는데
My father was giving away what she thought was her inheritance. She became upset and solicited Mr. Barnes to kill him.
마저리가 은행을 턴 것도 켄에게 살인 청부 비용을 주기 위해서였습니다.
To kill her dad sounded outlandish.
냉동 시신 사건 당시에도 살인 청부 의뢰를 받았다고 밝혔던 켄.
Police never passed that information along to the FBI.
She asked me if I would kill her dad. There was a lot more money in the estate that was supposed to be willed to her when he dies.
그는 살인 청부 비용으로 $250,000를 요구했는데요.
I was playing with her and I said I want half up front.
그는 마저리가 진심으로 그런 부탁을 했다고 말했지만
Do you believe this? Would I have to hire Ken Barnes to kill my father if I hated my father that much and wanted him dead? Or would I do it for free myself?
당연히 그 말을 들은 마저리는 펄쩍 뛸 뿐이었죠.
Your father still living?
지금까지도 풍족한 생활을 하며 여생을 보내고 있던 마저리의 아버지.
But I went to visit her dad.
What the FBI believes to be the motive.
I heard rumors that she at one time was going to have me killed, but she's not even in my will.
그와 아내는 외동딸인 마저리를 무척이나 아꼈지만
But I'm not sure they understood Marjorie had a serious mental illness. Harold admitted that they had spoiled Marge.
마저리는 아빠에게 받은 돈으로 사치를 부리며 사고를 치기 일쑤였고
And after she started getting in trouble with the law, Harold stopped giving Marge money.
I don't want to give her any money because that's just a tool.
결국 아버지는 딸에게 돈을 주는 대신 기부를 하기 시작했습니다.
If she told me something, I couldn't very well believe her anyway because she was a good liar. She'd come around if she wanted something, and that's all. She didn't know the meaning of love.
그렇다면 자신은 관련이 없다는 마저리의 말은 거짓말일까요?
With Ken Barnes to do this crime that I was going to get framed, and I was scared of that.
진실을 확인하기 위해 은행 강도 사건 당일 마저리의 행적을 따라가기로 하고
Bill Rothstein and the government are framing me, okay?
On that day, she was just, I think, glad to be out of prison.
나들이의 마음이 열린 마저리가 새로운 정보를 주면서
She divulged that Mr. Rothstein had requested 2 kitchen timers from her.
그녀가 폭탄 제조에 필요한 부품을 제공했다는 사실이 밝혀집니다.
And she stopped the interview at that point.
뒤늦게 아차 싶었는지 또다시 무죄를 주장한 마저리.
She said it was obvious. She didn't need to rob a bank.
그녀는 자신이 돈이 많아서 굳이 강도짓을 할 이유가 없다고 했지만
She and Ken Barnes had a huge fight about money she owed him.
사건 당시 켄에게 돈을 안 갚고 버티다가 $100,000를 뜯긴 전적까지 있었는데
Ken Barnes got away with that too.
The biggest break in this case was Marjorie and Ken still talking.
마저리가 자신을 거짓말쟁이로 몰아가자 폭로에 나선 켄.
A confession that day, which really turned the case that day.
자신이 범행에 가담한 걸 인정하고 모든 진실을 말하겠다고 밝히면서
When Ken Barnes confessed, it was the breakthrough investigators had been hoping for.
범행에 가담한 사람들의 정확한 명단이 공개되는데
Mr. Rothstein's house to discuss roles each person would play. Brian Wells, he was there.
조사 결과 피네티를 제외한 모든 인물이 함께 범죄를 계획했으며
Ken said his role in the heist was to be a lookout.
마저리의 총에 맞아 사망한 로든도 일당 중 한 명이었죠. 사건 당일 계획대로 피자를 주문해 웰스를 불러냈던 마저리 일당.
Brian delivered the pizza. He got out of the car. Brian was standing there waiting to get paid for the pizza. Stopped and brought the bomb out from around the back of the building. And Brian, at that point, looked like he was terrified.
그들은 저항하는 웰스를 제압해 억지로 폭탄을 장착했고
Somebody gave him the note. Said supposed to hand it in to get $250,000. And they gave him that shotgun. They said, if you have any trouble, just use this.
이후 마저리와 켄이 은행 근처 주차장에서 웰스의 범행을 지켜보았는데요.
Looks like somebody just robbed the bank. I said, let's get the hell out of here.
경찰이 출동하자 켄은 빌과 접선에 차를 갈아탔지만 마저리는 혼자 고속도로를 역주행해 마지막 지점으로 향했습니다.
As far as I knew, or he knew, or anybody else knew, it wasn't supposed to be real.
이 진술이 진짜인지 확인하기 위해 스톡턴을 만나러 간 FBI.
Floyd Stockton had been keeping secrets too.
스톡턴은 자신이 폭탄 제조를 시도했으며
He didn't do them properly, and Mr. Rothstein then took over.
빌과 마저리의 명령을 받고 웰스에게 폭탄을 채웠다고 진술했는데
to place the device around the neck of Brian Wells.
Regarding what was about to take place, what he was about to do.
Started walking down that tower site location.
마저리 일당이 본인 또한 제거하는 건 아닐지 조마조마했다고 하죠.
But several mysteries remain.
그러나 폭탄과 지팡이 총을 만든 사람이 정확히 누구이며 이 협박 편지를 쓴 사람이 누군지는 밝혀지지 않았고
Who died of an apparent overdose after the heist.
웰스가 어쩌다 이 범죄에 끼게 된 것인지도 알 수 없었는데요.
They're all in the conspiracy. A way for them all to make some money.
단순한 강도 사건에서 경찰들을 농락한 수수께끼로 변질된 이 사건.
We're really smarter than everybody else, and we're certainly smarter than law enforcement.
검찰은 빌과 마저리가 이 사건의 진짜 배우이며
Mastermind prosecutors say was Marjorie Diehl Armstrong, who allegedly recruited Kenneth Barnes to kill her father.
함께 은행을 턴 돈을 나눠 가지려 했던 게 아니냐고 추측했습니다.
The big question was Wells a victim or participant? Prosecutors say he was both.
It seems that the victim is being blamed.
이 사건의 가장 기이한 점은 피해자가 범행에 가담했다는 것인데
to being an unwilling participant in this scheme.
Instead, officials say he'll be listed simply as an unindicted co-conspirator.
그가 사건 전날 범행을 계획하기 위한 회의에 참석했다는 증언이 나오지만
Mr. Wells was at Mr. Rothstein's house the day before.
당연히 웰스의 유족들은 이 사실을 인정하지 않았죠.
Prosecutors trying to implicate the murder victim. There was no way Brian put that on himself.
그러나 웰스가 공범이었다는 결론이 나면서 범인들의 처벌 수위가 한층 낮아졌는데요. 대략적인 사건의 진상은 나왔지만 아직 풀리지 않은 의문점이 남은 상황. 마저리는 이 와중에도 끝까지 결백을 주장하며 검찰과 끝까지 싸울 의지를 내비쳤고 이 모든 건 자신에게 죄를 뒤집어 씌우기 위한 캔의 계략이라고 호소합니다. 그러나 마저리의 정신질환을 아는 사람들은 그 말을 믿지 않을 게 뻔했는데
But first she needed to be declared mentally competent. Several doctors determined she was too unstable.
마저리의 전 변호사는 그녀가 제정신이 아니라고 확신했지만
And 4 times the mental health system found her to be competent.
정신병원 의사들이 그녀에게 정상 판정을 내리면서
She should have been confined. She was sick. She was disturbed.
마저리는 무사히 재판을 받을 수 있게 되었죠.
And set a date for what was now being called Erie's trial of the century.
마저리의 범행을 증언해줄 스톡턴도 수술 때문에 재판에 오지 못하게 되자 신이 난 마저리는 보란듯이 자신의 아군을 재판에 불렀고
Marge asked me if I'd come to her trial.
그렇게 다큐 제작자는 마저리의 재판에 참석하게 됩니다.
I think she's taken a shine to you a little bit.
그러나 캠 말고도 그녀의 범행을 증언해줄 사람들은 많았고
As did the inmates who said Marge confessed behind bars.
범행 계획을 엿들었다던 제시카까지 재판에 참석했지만
But she was nervous and vague when she answered questions.
그곳에 마저리가 있었는지 정확히 보지 못했다며 말을 아꼈는데요.
Miss Jessica never once looked at Marjorie Diehl Armstrong in court. Asked if she would do an interview for this film. She said yes. Jessica never showed up.
마저리는 학대당했던 자신의 과거를 들먹이며 배심원들의 동정을 사고
Now you start thinking maybe she'd made a little headway with the jury.
Is actually helping her.
인간적인 매력을 발산하며 사람들의 마음을 움직이려 했지만
Guilty on all counts. Conspiracy to commit armed bank robbery.
재판 결과에 반전은 없었죠.
She turned to the gallery and said there'll be an appeal.
마저리는 정신적으로 확실히 문제가 있었지만
Has a long history of mental illness.
그것이 처벌을 피해갈 이유는 되지 못했는데요.
Marge stood up, was sentenced to life plus 30.
그렇다면 다른 사람들은 어떻게 됐을까요?
Rothstein died before he was caught.
스톡턴은 석방 후 결혼까지 했으며 마저리처럼 교도소에 들어간 켄은 오히려 조화를 외쳤다고 하죠.
He actually likes being in prison because he's finally off drugs.
I've got my food, my medication, place to sleep.
그렇게 범인들이 처벌까지 받게 되면서 사건은 종결되었지만
Do I think the whole story ever come out? I don't believe so.
윌스가 정말로 공범이었는지에 관해선 논란이 있었는데요.
Was he an active participant with these people? Is probably something that now we'll never know.
제작자는 자신이 알지 못하는 진실이 더 있을 것으로 생각하며
But I couldn't stop thinking about the innocence of Brian Wells when the time was right, which was now.
마저리에게 다시 한번 진실을 물었는데요.
Do you think that Brian Wells was involved at this point?
No, because I don't like to hurt his family.
Gotcha.
People are telling you, the co-conspirators are telling you he was involved.
웰스는 100% 공범이 맞다며 못을 박는 마저리.
I'm sick of
만약 웰스가 공범이 아니라는 결론이 나면 마저리가 살인죄로 사형을 당할 수도 있었기 때문이었죠.
Marge, I've always understood all this stuff we've talked about for years.
일단 마저리가 새로운 정보를 털어놓을 때까지 비위를 맞춰주기로 한 제작자.
I backed off and just started listening to Marge again. Something happened at the prison Marge was in.
그러던 중 제시카가 마저리가 있는 교도소에 수감되자
I wrote Jessica a letter and she got back to me.
제작자는 제시카에게 연락해 웰스와의 관계를 물었는데
Brian became a friend of the family's. My mom knew him, my sister knew him. There was definitely special feelings. He was a good guy. There's only a few of them left in the world.
제시카는 제작자와 연락하기 전 마저리와 먼저 접촉한 후였죠.
You fucking whore, and I'm gonna kill you.
Jessica was vague when I asked her why exactly Marge was so mad at her.
제시카마저 거짓말쟁이라며 매도하고 다녔던 마저리.
I must know the truth about this lying crack whore.
그녀는 캔만큼이나 제시카에게도 원한이 많은 눈치였는데.
Corner her and like try to intimidate her?
Neither Marge nor Jessica would tell me what that fight was really about.
그러던 중 제작자에게 걸려온 한 통의 전화.
Jessica asked me if she could do an interview for this documentary. And this time, Jessica Hoopsick showed up.
제시카의 입에서 마침내 숨겨진 진실이 드러나기 시작합니다.
I want people to know that he was innocent.
캔의 집에 갔다가 범행에 엮이게 된 제시카.
Wanted me to find a gopher to rob the bank for him. They said that it wasn't going to be real. It was just going to be a scare tactic to scare him into going to rob the bank.
막대한 보상을 주겠다는 말에 혹한 제시카는 그들에게 웰스를 소개했는데요.
The next day, Marge gave me $1,500.
그러나 마저리의 일당은 웰스를 동료로 생각하지 않았고.
What about the pre-robbery meeting the day before?
I was with Brian the day before. For a couple hours, so I don't believe he was with them that day.
켄의 주장과 달리 웰스는 범행 계획을 위한 회의에 참석하지 않았으며
Ken insisted Jessica was lying.
그들이 정확히 무슨 일을 꾸미는지도 모르고 있었죠.
But didn't he know that was the day of the robbery?
They didn't tell him. He came out not thinking anything about what's going to go wrong.
So you didn't see them? There was no day before activity?
No, no.
이 사실을 마저리에게 그대로 전해주자.
You want to whitewash Brian Wells? That's what I. Why do you want to believe he's an asshole? I didn't even know this guy.
마저리는 이번에도 진실이 아니라며 펄쩍 뛰었고.
She knows exactly who wrote those bank hostage notes. Bill Rothstein knew too, and he went to his grave protecting Marge.
사랑하는 여인을 위해 무덤까지 비밀을 가져간 남자.
When I looked inside, one of the pages was dog-eared, about a lonely man with a sad soul who longs for the love of a lady.
빌에겐 마저리에겐 없는 과학적 지식과 기술이 있었고 마저리는 자신에게 푹 빠져버린 빌을 조종하며 인간으로서 저질러선 안 될 일들을 저질러 왔습니다.
There is nothing normal about Marjorie Diehl Armstrong. Able to get the men in her life, Marjorie was never going to tell the truth.
그저 자신의 죄를 감추고 피하기에만 급급한 가해자와 공범인지 피해자인지 알 수 없는 한 남자. 이 수수께끼를 계획한 진짜 배우가 정확히 누구이며 웰스는 도대체 이 범행에 어디까지 가담한 것인지, 피네티의 죽음은 정말로 이 사건과 아무런 관련이 없는 것인지, 무엇 하나 속시원히 밝혀지지 않은 채 마저리의 죽음으로 사건은 끝이 나게 됩니다. 오늘 소개해드린 작품은 전대미문의 폭탄 목걸이 사건을 다룬 넷플릭스의 다큐멘터리 이블 지니어스 누가 피자맨을 죽였나인데요. 2003년 폭탄 목걸이를 단 채 은행을 털다가 폭탄이 터져 사망한 피자 배달부의 기이한 사건을 다룬 다큐멘터리로 실화라는 게 믿기지 않는 독특한 설정에 강렬한 도입부가 어우러져 마치 영화를 보는 듯한 재미를 느낄 수 있는 작품이었습니다. 끝내 모든 진실이 풀리지 않은 점은 아쉬웠지만 추리물을 보는 듯한 흥미진진한 전개와 거듭되는 반전으로 그것이 알고 싶다 같은 탐사보도 프로그램을 좋아하는 분들이라면 무조건 재미있게 볼 것 같은 작품이니 관심이 있으신 분들은 넷플릭스에서 총 4부작으로 이뤄진 이블 지니어스 누가 피자맨을 죽였나를 꼭 한번 보시기 바랍니다. 그럼 저는 다음에 또 재밌는 콘텐츠 소개로 돌아오도록 하겠습니다. 이상 어바웃 타임이었습니다.